Training the go response under saddle would seem to be the ultimate in horse training. After all, the aim in riding your horse is to control his legs. The go responses involve training the horse to go forward, to go up gaits, to go faster with the legs, and also to go longer in the stride. In all training, the priority of the operant signals and responses is fundamental because these provide universal control. When the horse's legs are under stimulus control of light aids, the seat aid and posture will also achieve stimulus control through classical conditioning. When the locomotion of the horse is fully and reliably under stimulus control, the horse's head, neck, and body posture will tend to relax and show longitudinal flexion. The aid for go is a squeeze for 2 beats, releasing at the end of the second. This can be interpreted as 2 pulses of the calves. The first one is to tell the horse to go, and the second one is to say how fast, in other words, the tempo. So later on, we can do away with the second squeeze, and the first one will have all of the information wrapped up in that single aid. When we look at the good go, what we're looking for is that the hind foot goes directly into the foreprint. The rider should feel a surge when the horse goes. Here the horse is going with the left hind first. There's always one, of course, and so the left hind going first for this horse is her lazy leg, because you can see that she's a left front leg runner in that she halts with the left front leg typically in front of the right, and when she halts on the right it's nice and soft. Therefore it's easy to assume, and most likely to be correct, that therefore she's a little bit lazy on the left hind and right fore. So therefore it would be good for her to do quite a lot of transitions where we arrange her to go forward with the left hind leg first. Go also includes going faster and slower, and that also is a squeeze of the calves for 2 beats, and soon that also will reduce to just 1 pulse of the calves. Going faster is a very important thing to train, because when you badly need it, that is when you're doing movements and training movements, it's often a bit too late, or certainly much slower, to train it. So training the horse to be quicker from the aid when it's younger is a really useful thing to do. The quicker button is useful for most sports, so it's a really valuable thing to get started very early. The training of longer is different. It's a nudge of the heel for just 1 beat. In fact, it's less than 1 beat, it's about a quarter of a beat, it's just a nudge, and it correlates with the sweep of the seat for that bigger stride, so that soon the horse will learn that association. And when we do that longer stride, we want the horse to overtrack if possible. But of course, some horses with a long back, or some breeds such as Baroque horses, may not overtrack so easily, but nonetheless we want an increase in the length of stride and an increase in the overtrack. Transitions into trot are also very important, and here, when we go up to trot, we want the trot to occur from the walk in just 2 beats again, and we keep doing this until it's smooth, until she answers straight away from that calf aid to go straight into the trot from the walk, and we'll repeat this until it's easy for her to do, and that it happens in just 2 beats. She has some good ones and some that are a little bit long in duration. Once we've got this in our training and we get a few good repetitions in a row, we can also begin to ask the horse to do halt to trot. And here we also want to achieve it in just 2 beats. There's enough musculature in the horse's hind legs to enable this to happen in just 2 beats. Of course, downward transitions are another kettle of fish altogether, and when we do downward transitions from trot to halt, we don't want that to take just 2 beats because that would be a bit much, but the upward transition should be in 2 beats. And sometimes they make mistakes, sometimes the rider makes mistakes, but nonetheless we want this to be perfected so that we can go with just a slight increase in the pressure of the calves to zoom up into trot from halt. In the trot also we can do alterations of tempo, where we want the horse to go faster and then a little bit slower and faster again. And don't be too concerned if you also happen to achieve longer at the same time, because these two are difficult to separate. In time they become clear, but in the early stages they're difficult to separate. And then we ask the horse also to go longer with a nudge of the calves. And in the trot we ask this every 3rd beat so that the horse learns that the aid does not change and that the negative reinforcement doesn't alter, and the relief comes when the stride gets a little bit longer. In all of these transitions, what we're really looking for is longitudinal flexion, that the horse keeps his head and neck low in the transition.